Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is the full review, full coverage, all the video and images that I managed to capture at the 2018 Warhammer Fest in Coventry. It was at the Rico Arena there. Here is just a picture here of me just arriving, and that is the arena. This is where it took place last year. They have one every year. I think last year's one was a little bit later. I think it was start of June, I want to say, possibly. So this year a bit earlier. And what I'll do is I will just go through the event and the seminars, basically, to start off with, the two seminars that I went to, show you all the slideshows for that and just talk about some of the slides. Then I'll go straight into the video, and it will pretty much go in this kind of order: Adeptus Titanicus, content, Necromonger and Blood Bowl, and then there'll just be video of bits and pieces throughout the rest of the show, such as Golden Demon and Citadel stuff and so on, and I'll just play a bit of music for those bits. So without further ado, let's go straight into the Specialist Games seminar. Okay, so the first seminar in the day took place, I think, an hour after the opening at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and was the Specialist Games team. So their job is to create all the models for these three specialist games. So you've got Necromonger, Adeptus Titanicus and Blood Bowl. Obviously Blood Bowl and Necromonger are out, and Forge World continue to make additional models for those games. But Adeptus Titanicus is just on the horizon, and the Games Workshop will be releasing, and I think Forge World will be adding, probably different units and more weapons and things for the Titans in the near future. So this was just an image, like the scope of Adeptus Titanicus, big giant robots pretty much. And this is the premise of Adeptus Titanicus. So it's a detailed tabletop war game, a smaller scale than Warhammer 40,000, set during the Horus Heresy initially, in brackets, a wide range of plastic titans and knights, resin upgrades and accessories, terrain and modular buildings. So I think there is discussion that they will branch out and do them in Warhammer 40,000 eventually, but there's no real scope for them to make smaller Thunderhawks and smaller Baneblades and things like that. I think that's Tony was saying that I think that's the footfall that they got into last time, that they before they knew it, they were just making smaller Space Marines and things. So they really want to spend a lot of time and attention with these Titans, more than smaller scale other units. But it's not off the table, of course. Okay, now two sets were mentioned. You've got this Adeptus Titanicus Horus Heresy rules set. You get the hardback rule book, dice, templates, cards and accessories. Don't get any models though. So you just get the the core game pretty much. And then that gives you the freedom of buying whichever Titans you want and then using them with this set. However, this is the set that you really want to get, the Grand Master Edition. You get 2 Warlord Titans, 6 Knights and Buildings. So everything the rules book. So you get everything in the rules box plus these Titans and some modular buildings in there as well. No mention specifically on price, but they did say it will be the most expensive sort of boxed game that they've ever produced. My guess is maybe 120, possibly even £150. A lot of money, but I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I've seen the sprues and I'll show you them in a moment. So the Titans will be available separately. Here you've got the Warlord Battle Titan, highly detailed plastic kit, same number of pieces I think as an Imperial Knight, although it is smaller than an Imperial Knight. I can't stress that enough. No mention on price again, but my guess is probably £50 to £60 maximum. I can't see it being any more than that. Here's another picture of one from Legio Mortis. Then we get a look at the Riva Battle Titan. Doesn't look like you get this one in the set, so this one will be separately. There was no Warhound Titans there, but they are making them, and I think they will be available soon after release. So stay tuned for those. And then here's the really cute box of 3 Imperial Knights, and yeah, here are the models too. And then they will be releasing some modular building sets. You've got a Civitas building set there. You know, sorry about the terrible picture. Then you've got Titanicus resin terrain tile, which I think Forge World will be making for these. They'll be making the resin tiles. And then we're on to Necromonger and all the new releases. So we've had the Van Saar. Here are the Van Saar different weaponry options from Forge World. Here are the shields, which might be a couple of months away apparently. Then you've got a selection of new bounty hunters from Forge World. You've got Krotos Hark there. And you've got the Deserter. That's pretty cool. Really old veteran. And then you've got this Goliath Sumpcroc. That's pretty cool. And then you've got a couple of fur cats. And then the next gang will be from House Cawdor. That'll be the next gang they'll release. And then on to Forge World and what Forge World are doing. So they've finished the dragon, the Volgoroth, the Sacred Lord. Don't know how much that will cost. And they announced a new Imperial armor book, Talons of the Empress. So it's a new Warhammer 40,000 book that will have all new rules for the Adeptus Custodes and all the Forge World models that they've made for Adeptus Custodes and Sisters of Silence, along with some rules for the Grey Knights units too. They also showed a new Forge World unit by Darren Parwood again, a Necron Construct. I think they're still working on the name of that, but it looked Imperial Knight size, but it's fantastic that Necrons are getting a new Forge World resin kit. Looking forward to this. Some Salamanders vehicle doors and some Alpha Legion vehicle doors going to be coming out. Then finally the return of the Dreadnought drop pod. A couple of Alpha Legion Praetors. They look really, really nice. The Lernian Terminators for Alpha Legion. And then obviously at the day you could pick up Alfarius if you wish to. And then they showed this, the new Janisha Kroll model, the main Sisters of Silence. Absolutely stunning model. She's going to look great next to Constantine Valdor. I'm really looking forward to getting her, and I will be getting her. I'm definitely going to be putting her with the mask thing on as well. It looks like you've got an option to do that. So looking forward to this. They showed some images of an Aquarius Scoria, the new Carnodon tank, and the new Proteus pattern landspeeder. This is the one I was talking about in terms of better upgrades and weapons. It's got like a plasma cannon type thing. It's got missile launchers. So it's not the 30th anniversary kind of one, but it looks a bit better in my opinion. And then the Mechanicum Acastus Knight, Mechanicum Specific Knight. Also the Mechanicum Ordinatus Mole, bigger version of the termite transport essentially. And a little sneak peek at Horus Heresy Book 8 called Malevolence. And this is where it sits in the timeline. And then you've got, these are the factions that it involves: Blood Angels, White Scars, Alpha Legion, Space Wolves, and so on. So no mention of when that's going to come out though. Very conscious of the fact that in the start of the video I mentioned there are going to be some Blood Bowl units. Well, here are the new Dark Elf team that they had on display. Really nice dark looking team. You've got some cheerleaders, you've got human cheerleaders, and then on the left you've got the Chaos Chosen cheerleaders. Bit of a close-up there look of them. Really cool, really fit the aesthetic. Then you've got an orc cheerleader. Yeah, very, very horrific. And just some more images there of them. There's some Necromonger with the new bounty hunters, the newest ones that they've just brought out, including Bella, I think her name is, and so on. So coming up now will be some images of the Adeptus Titanicus, the models. So you've got the little Imperial Knights, you've got the Rivas, and then you've got the Warlord Titan. Here's like a little diorama that they made, all scratch built except for the Titan. The Landspeeder is built, scratch built, and here is what Adeptus Titanicus will look like. Really cool. Can't see any Riva laser blasters on any of the shoulders there. They've all got the Apocalypse missile launchers. Here are the box sets. Look, so you've got the Warlord, the buildings, and the Knight box set. No Warhounds there, but they definitely will be releasing them shortly after release. But yeah, maybe having them all with Riva laser blasters. Here's the Sprues. That looks like the Riva Sprues and the little Imperial Knight Titan Sprues at the back. There's the Riva Sprues there, look. It looks like there's 3 Sprues in one set. And the Imperial Knights, it looks like it's just 1 sprue, I think. Here's a little Imperial Knight. So cute. I think they've done a fantastic job. This is what you get. You get all these CAD models, and then they can just quite easily shrink them down and just pump them out in plastic. There's the Warlord Titan, smaller than an Imperial Knight, I think. You know, I did beg them to put an Imperial Knight next to them, but it looks like they are quite posable. The poses in, you know, the Riva Titans especially. But I thought I'd cram in as many photos as possible of these, because these are beautiful, and I can't wait to miniaturize my Legio Xerxes man nipple and have them, you know, as like miniature form. Even though it probably cost me a couple £100 to do it, I think it's going to look really, really cool. So as you can see, I took lots and lots of photos, and these photos here are actually some of the starting photos that I took at the event when I first laid my hands on them. Here's one of them on the desk. It looks like he's on like an oval base there. I like the Apocalypse missile launchers so much that I've gone out and ordered 2 for my Warlord Titan, so there'll be an unboxing and first look. Here's some other pictures, like there's the Astreus, which I still haven't built, and then as you can see on the right hand side, there's some missile racks for the Deredio. I think the Pervase is also finished, and here is some footage. I think one guy had a little bit of a go at me for taking video, but come on, you know, us guys, we promote this, we you know, there's thousands of people that weren't able to go that will be enjoying this content, and if it's worth me getting kicked out or being banned, then they are the lengths I will go to for you guys. So I hope you appreciate my sacrifice. But yeah, look at the models. It's just absolutely stunning. I think this will sell like hotcakes, especially for, you know, people that just can't get a Warlord Titan or many Imperial Knights. It just gives you that chance. I don't think they're going to be take you too long to paint either, because they're pretty small. You can get, you know, your force up quite quickly. Here are just a video of the buildings and things. So Games Workshop will be doing all the buildings. I don't know if they are it doesn't look like you can see any of the actual colour of the plastic for the buildings, so I'm not sure whether the buildings are going to be made in China. That's going to be really interesting. But that's the big box set at the bottom, the Grandmaster Edition. But you've got Civitas Imperialis, and then the other set of buildings. And here's one of the main guys behind Adeptus Titanicus, and there you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 warlords, it looks like. Quite a few Rivas and lots of Imperial Knights. Yeah, Imperial Knights are going to get blasted, but they are still quite an integral unit. That's what they're saying. Really would like to see the Warhounds, and it's a shame they didn't have any on display, but they will be getting released at some point in the future. Like the resin boards, they're all resin, so it's Games Workshop buildings, Forge World resin tiles. They look like they've got 4. I don't know how much these tiles are going to be. I think they're going to be more than £20. I'm going to say maybe 30 or £40 each. You know, I'm not sure about the size either, because just shrinking it all down, that looks like quite a small, you know, play area. But, you know, didn't get a chance to look at the rules, didn't get a chance to look at any range rulers or anything like that. This might be the ideal board to play these big Titans on. There's nothing else going to be on the board, no tanks or anything like that. So, you know, that might be sufficient size for them. It's odd that their bases as well. Odd what they've done with their bases. It's almost like they haven't done anything on their bases. But I love the weathering effects. I love the attention to detail. I love the shine on them. And I wanted to get a little bit down and personal with all the models, so I got a bit of a closer look. Here's just a standard size Riva Titan that I think they have on their store actually, that they whip out now and again. But yeah, as you can see, all the, you know, standard weapon options. It's just a big, you know, promotion advert for the models that you're going to get in the sets. You know, all armed with the bellicose volcano cannons and the Apocalypse missile launchers. Their weapons may operate differently than in the 40k or even Horus Heresy rule sets. But yeah, hopefully Forge World will be making different weapons. They do have magnet points, I think, so you can change their weapons out. You can have Sun Fury Plasma Annihilator or whatever if you really want. I wanted to get a bit closer down to the sort of street level there, with the Warlords and the Imperial Knights. That might actually be the picture of the thumbnail there. But yeah, you got some Rivas. Looks absolutely incredible, and so looking forward to it. I was really lucky because I managed to one of the guys managed to let me pick up a Warlord Titan, which I think is about right here. I ask him, and then there we go. Just grab one of them and off I run. No, so as you can see, yeah, smaller than an Imperial Knight, probably bigger than a Redemptor Dreadnought though, but the detail is incredible. I mean, obviously I own a Warlord Titan, and I was looking at all kinds of detail there. I was looking at the venting, the pipes, even the entry buttons for the hatch at the back, identical. I couldn't really see any differences at all. Obviously, yeah, the weight. But they've done such a fantastic job, and I really can't wait to get my hands on one proper and make some decent poses. But yeah, it's going to be great when Forge World bring out different weapon options and things for them. But the chance to own a little Warlord Titan. Yeah, the old Warlord Titans, they did look really cool, but I still like these Mars pattern that they're going for. I love the Mars pattern Warhound, much prefer that to the Lucius. But yeah, I do prefer the Lucius pattern Warlord. But still, Mars pattern and the larger Mars pattern in resin, just fantastic models. Managed to pick up a Riva too, and the little Imperial Knight, probably similar size to a Space Marine now. It's gonna look so cool, people making dioramas and things like that with these. But there you go. What I'm going to do now is just play the rest of the video, and just going to put some music just looping in the background. I'll be editing a few bits of the video obviously, but I'll leave you to it. I hope you, if you were there, hope you did enjoy the event, and if I didn't see you, then hopefully we'll meet up next time. But I had a great time, and there were a couple of things that were missing, I thought, like orcs. No mention of orcs anywhere, and the Castellan Knights. I know they wanted to push Adeptus Titanicus, and to be fair, that is in my mind more than the Imperial Knight at the moment. But I don't, and yeah, I don't think they want to overburden people with too much knowledge and things, of things coming out. But I was going there expecting something from the Castellan Knight, and I didn't get anything, and I was a little bit disappointed. But hopefully over the next month or so, they're going to start that hype train up again. And, within the next 2 months, we could well have our own Castellan Knights and plastic Warhound and plastic Warlord Titans. So here's hoping for that. Anyway, I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.